Before we begin, let us bring our palms together in veneration, our teacher, our master, our guidance to free ourselves from all the sufferings, defilements, desires. This is the path he showed us to be free, to find enlightenment, to experience the serenity of this life. Reminding ourselves nobleness of our teacher, let's bring our palms together in veneration, the Supreme Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Permission from the Mahasangha and Anagarikas and all devotees. As human beings, now we are traveling, we are practicing a path that is something worth to free ourselves. All these defilements. Day by day we experience the Dhamma. We want to share that with you because we preach what we practice. I don't want to preach something that I don't practice. I always want to, as monks, what we have to do is, we have to practice and preach. As we discussed just a moment ago, when we explain the Dhamma to someone, don't think it's something that literal, something that because of the language, because that I'm talking in a language, through my sound, through my language, through my voice, I'm explaining the Dhamma. It's not like that. Understanding the Dhamma happens mind-to-mind connection. Let's say this is another one mind and there's another mind. The connection happens between what? How? Mind-to-mind connection happens. The connection establishes from eye-to-eye contact, and then you talk each other. That means sound. All these are like creating an environment. That environment creates this mind and this mind resonate each other in the same frequency. That's how it works. When Buddha found this truth, when Buddha attained the Buddhahood, that means enlightenment, he started understanding how this world functions, how this is operating, how this is functioning. Your mental world, how your mind works, and how this perception happens, how we can see these things, beautiful things, and all these things that we have been, how people see, hear, smell, taste, touch, those experience, how these experiences are generated. When Buddha explains that to someone, now he is giving that gift of Dhamma to the other one, not only by voice, not only by seeing eye to eye, but by re-establishing the connection, re-establishing the same frequency that Buddha resonates in that mind. That means this mind has to resonate in a particular Buddha frequency, we can say that. Buddha frequency. Right? If I contemplate, if I practice, if I understand the Dhamma, that means that I have this resonation. I have this frequency with me. When we discuss, when we come together like this and when we listen to the Dhamma, then what happens? You are resonating with me. That is the moment you will understand the Dhamma. That is the moment you can actually convince the Dhamma to someone. That's why, as long as you are listening to this, you have to have active listening. You have to engage with us, engage with me. You have to live in here. Not like living present moment, that don't think that this I'm living. No. It's not like that. You have to be in here, in this vibe. We don't know whether this happens through camera. We have no idea. But the thing is, if you are in present, like in person, yes, you have to engage. That engagement happens through eye to eye and sound. These are the portals that connect two minds. But when these resonate, this has a connection to the Dhamma, the Buddha Dhamma. Because of that mind is resonating, this mind in the same frequency through these connections, that what happened? You are receiving the Buddha Dhamma from the cloud to here as well. This is what exactly happened. This is what you mean by Sotapanna. And don't think that when you become Sotapanna, you will receive some connection. I feel like something is coming up. No. It's not something like that. You understand. You get the gist. You come to realization that what you experience right now is not something that you have ever thought. It's something completely different. Ladies and gentlemen, when you understand the Dhamma, when you realize the Dhamma, you are elevating to a next level. You will elevate to a next level of perception. It's not the same perception. It's not the same way that you experience the world. It will be completely different. Did you understand? It's not the same way that you experience the world. Right now, there's a way that you experience the world. Got the point? Since you were born, there's a way that you experience the world. When you understand Dhamma, when you realize the Buddha, what Buddha has understood, that realization plant another way of experience. Like that experience is completely different to the way that you experience the world. Because you will realize actually what happens. When you realize actually what happens, then it's completely opposite. Right now, you all can agree with me that you are looking at me. You are looking at me and you are listening to my talk. What I am telling you right now is something that comes from here. And you are the receiver and I am the transmitter. That's what you experience. You are there, that means subject is there, there's an object. Object is there and subject is looking at the object. Subject is detecting the object. I mean, don't you feel that you are like a detector? In usually cars, right, in your vehicles, nowadays, because of this advanced high-end technology, they have what? Malfunction detection system. Right? It detects what happens. You can see there's a Buddha painting. There's something there. This is an object. This is an object, and you are the subject who look at it. Right now, you are looking at it. You can see it. You are inspecting. You are giving an explanation about it. I'm so impressed about the Buddha. You know, I don't know how he found these things. It's completely opposite. It's not something like that. We'll explain that. Now you think you are there. There's something outside, and you are inspecting that thing that exists in the outside. You are looking at it. You are watching it. That's what you think, isn't it? You are detailing out it. Of course, here I am using a whiteboard as well. See, this whiteboard is here. Where are you? Here. Where? There. Where are you looking at now? Where do you look at now? Here. You are looking at the whiteboard. I am drawing something here. I am writing something here. You are checking what I wrote. Can I tell you a secret? It's not the way that it happens. So this is how do you feel. Without the Buddha, life is so dark, dark, dark. I can understand why Buddha is telling 𝗗𝗃𝗁 𝗵𝗵𝗃 अन्धकारेण ओनता 𝗘𝗃𝗲𝗿𝗆. When the world is ever ablaze, why this laughter? Why this jubilation? Shrouded in the darkness of the ignorance, will you not see the light of wisdom? He's asking us. I mean, imagine, ladies and gentlemen, this is the experience you are experiencing since you were born, and now I am telling, no, hello, madam, sir, it's wrong, it's not like that, it's completely opposite. What you have, the way you experience is utter fantasy. It's not there like that. It's like the sunrise. Sunrise and sunset. Do you say that? In your day-to-day colloquial language, when you talk with each other. What time the sunrise? Does the sunrise? Sometimes you ask for, right? If you want to check the time exactly, when the time sun sets down. What time today sunset? What is the sunset time? Have you discussed these things? Yes. The sunset. Do you think sunrise? Sunrise and sunset. Does that happen in that way? Don't worry. Forget about the Buddha. We all know, as scientists, we have understood the science thanks to the scientists, thanks to the great scientists like Albert Einstein, Newton, all these scientists who have developed these theories. And so we know what world is going around the sun, or earth is going, earth is going around the sun, or sun is going around the earth. What? Earth goes around the sun, or sun goes around the earth? Earth goes around the sun. Now, based on that understanding, can you please tell me, ladies and gentlemen, does sun rise? Does sun set? No, right? Why did we say like that? I don't know why. Do you understand this? All these explanations you have given utter wrong. We have to rewrite physics. We have to rewrite chemistry. We have to rewrite our history. We have to rewrite everything, ladies and gentlemen, because nothing in this world is meaningful. All the activities that we are saying are actually meaningless. The names that you have given to the activity, they are meaningless. You will understand that when you go deeper and deeper, you will understand. It's so funny. Everything like sunset. Don't worry. You study, right? You work. What do? You work. you study, you are listening to the Dhamma right now. You are watching at me. You are watching at me. You are looking at me. You are listening to my sound. It's like sunset. This is sunset and sunrise world. Fake. It's not the truth. All our words that we have used so far are meaningless. What do you call this? Pen. Can I call this as bulbul? No, sorry. It should be a pen. It's not bulbul. Why? Why did you call a pen? Because pen is a pen. That's why you call a pen. Ladies and gentlemen. It's wrong. When this Dhamma, I'll explain this slowly. When this Dhamma comes to you, ladies and gentlemen, you will realize what? Pen is a meaningless word. There's no pen in the pen. There's no eraser in the eraser. There's no whiteboard in the whiteboard. I'm not going to turn you upside down, ladies and gentlemen. Buddha already turned me upside down. So what we have to do? Just explain the Dhamma. It will turn you upside down. And don't come and complain me you turned upside down, because I didn't do anything. I just explained the Dhamma. That's it. Because Dhamma is the truth. The truth is that there's no sun to rise. There's no sun to rise means, I didn't mean that there's nothing there. So sunrise is not the event that happens. According to the science, I don't leave along the Buddhism. According to the science, sun doesn't rise. But you think with me, contemplate. Right now we have to contemplate, that's it. That's right. Since you were born, shall I erase this? Since you were born, ladies and gentlemen, you have been experiencing the world like this. There's a subject. Subject is living around what are these things? Object. Subject is using object, subject is looking at object, subject is taking the object to home, subject is taking, see? Subject and object. Who is the first person in the language? Who is the first person? I. That is the subject. This is about subject I. I is the subject, and there are things. Object, what? Things, people, different people, living beings are also compared to these subject, and other people are object. This is the way you experience. If you don't contemplate, you are in this world. Right now, this is a good way to find it out whether you are in Buddha's show or Buddha's show or Mara's show. Show means Europe. Whether you are in Buddha's place or Mara's place, right? Day and night we practice. Ladies and gentlemen, contemplation is not something that artificially you do, because you are contemplating in the wrong way each and every moment. You don't have to contemplate in artificial, because you are contemplating a wrong path. It's not right way. You are actually practicing wrong way. Eightfold Noble Path, right? There are two types of eightfold paths. One is noble eightfold path and ignoble eightfold paths. Samma Ditti, Micca Ditti. One started with Samma Ditti, other one started with what? Micca Ditti. Ignoble eightfold path. One is ignoble eightfold path. The other one is noble eightfold path. Noble eightfold path has right view. Right view means reality. You realize what's actually going on. Then you will feel, because of the practicing, you feel the same way as your view. Got it? Ignoble means what? You have a wrong view. You are practicing the wrong view. Because of that, you have a wrong view. As a result of that, the way you experience will be wrong. Will be also wrong. How many times you have to keep saying that sun sets and sun rises to realize that there's no sun, sun doesn't set and sun doesn't rise? If you keep telling that again and again and again and again, because of the scientists, we found that it is not something that actually happens, right? Right? Let's say you keep telling that sun rises and sun sets. How long you have to keep telling in that way, right? To find out that's not something that's there. It's not something that happens. Would you be able to find it out? No. Got the point? Similarly, subject and object. This is the way that you perceive the world. This is the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is the ignoble experience. Right? This is the ignoble experience. What is the noble experience? Completely opposite. Noble experience doesn't have subject and object. There's no doer behind the action. All actions are not actions, they are reactions. What is the quality of a reaction? Tell me. If it is a reaction, can you control it? Let's take the Newton's third law. What does that say? Every action has equal and opposite reaction. Every action has equal and opposite reaction. Good, excellent. That means when reaction happens, can you say stop, 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 stop? When reaction happens, can you say please stop? Can you do that? Why? Every action has equal and opposite reaction. That means action happens first, later reaction happens. When reaction happens, can you stop it? Because action already happened. If action already happened, now you have to face the music, because why? Reaction is something, it has to happen right now because all reaction is implemented. Now what happens? Reaction is a result because of an action. Got the point? A characteristic of a reaction is reaction cannot be stopped. Did you get the point? I mean, this is really good. This is a good way to explain someone who doesn't believe karma vipaka. Use the Newton's third law. Everybody believes that. When you throw the boomerang, the people who lived in Australia, they know this, right? In Aboriginal culture, they use what the tool called boomerang. When you throw out the boomerang will come to the same place that you stay. Right? Right? After you throw it, can you say, boomerang, please don't come, please don't come, please don't come, please don't come. How many times you have to say like that? Can you worship God and say, please don't? Like boomerang won't come here. Can you do that? Can you control it? No, because once action has implemented, reaction it happens. You will feel the pressure from this surface, right? You will feel the pressure from this surface because of that you have implemented an action. After that it will come. The reaction happens after that. Does that make sense? Got it? Then that means, ladies and gentlemen, reaction does not come, the reaction cannot be controlled. Make sense? Why? If action already happened, can you control the reaction? No. Now you have to face it. Got it? Now tell me. There are 6 reactions that happens with us. You think that you can control those reactions, but you can't control them. What are those reactions? In this ignoble experience, ladies and gentlemen, you think you are doing something for these objects. You are doing something with these objects. That means there's an action. You have involved. There's a doer behind actions. Actions are there, there's a doer. Does that make sense? But in noble experience, not ignoble, noble experience, you will experience the experiences. Try to understand this. There's no subject, there's no object, but there's an experience. I must say that you can't control the experience, because experiencing this is something that happens. Let's see. Can you see me? You can see me. Those who are behind the camera, now you can see 𝗏𝗏 using a laptop or screen. Thanks to this equipment that in front of me, looking at me. See, the camera is looking at me. Right? Camera is looking at me. Okay, you guys are looking at me. Then you perceive it. What the camera does? Looking at me. Looking at me? Camera is a reaction. Okay, let's go back. Can you see me? Before you see me, you see colors, isn't it? How do you recognize me? You recognize me because of what? Colors that you can see. Without colors, you don't know whether 𝗏𝗏 is there or not. Before you recognize colors, ladies and gentlemen, before you recognize 𝗏𝗏, you have to recognize what? Colors. Initially, what you receive. Initially, what your mind receives is what? Colors. Colors are the initial thing, the first thing that comes to the mind. Agree? Color has to be perceived, and then the secondary reaction happens. That is the reaction of what? Recognizing. We'll discuss all these things, and we have so many words here. Recognition, not recognition. I don't have to go to Buckingham Palace because of distorting English language. Recognition means what? Recognizing an object. No, what actually happened is recognition. What is the cognition? What do you mean by cognition? Cognition? Consciousness. Generation of consciousness, awareness, that is cognition. Re-awareness. When you recognize me, means what you're doing is you have to go back to your memories and re-awareness. It builds the re-awareness. That's what happens. Otherwise you won't recognize. Isn't it? Right? Okay. You perceive colors. Right now, don't you perceive colors? Initially, you have to perceive colors. Perception of colors is something that you feel that mind is doing, isn't it? Right? No, ladies and gentlemen. There's no mind to do that because it is the mind. It's a reaction. Right now, color perception happens. Try to understand this. If it is a reaction, you can't control because action already done. We'll talk about this action later episodes. What is this action behind this action? Reaction happens. Try to understand this. Reaction happens, you can't control the reaction because if it is a reaction, there should be a couple with an action. Once action happened, then reaction is something you can't control because you have to face it, you have to bear it, you have to experience it. Agree? Right. Color perception is a reaction, ladies and gentlemen. That's why close your eyes. Don't sleep, Even you close your eyes, what happens? Don't worry, you will see black color. Perception of black color, you can't stop it. Why? It happens. Then what you experience right now is a reaction, ladies and gentlemen. You don't do any action here. You are not looking at me. Seeing happens. We'll discuss through the anicca, dukkha, anatta, all these qualities, characteristics. We'll discuss. This is like 𝗃𝗃 a trailer. 𝗃𝗃 a trailer? Yeah. Trailer. In the movies. Seeing happens. Seeing happens. Seeing means seeing nothing. Seeing does not mean seeing something. Seeing nothing, but seeing is there. Not seeing, seeing. Seeing is not there, but seeing is there. So funny. There's no seeing to see, but seeing happens. There's no person to see, but seeing is a process. That's why right now seeing happens. That's why perception happens. Color perception happens. Right now, color perception happens. See? Don't you have like that? Don't you experience that? Yeah. Seeing happens. How about hearing? Hearing. When you say hearing, you feel hearing means hearing something. Hearing to a voice. Hearing, listening to a voice. Listening is not something that happens. Hearing happens. Hearing means what? Hearing. It's a reaction. That's why even you close your ears with earbud, what happens? You will experience the sound. People have found, ladies and gentlemen, when you put you inside sound zero chamber, right? Sound zero chamber means there's no vibrations. Then you start to hear the vibrations of what? The blood flows. You will hear that. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, now think about this. Since you were born, you have been listening to other people. Are you listening to other people? Or just hearing, process happens? Hearing happens. Because you can't control it. You can't control means you can't stop it. Hearing happens. And how about smelling? Smelling happens. What do you mean by smelling? Are you smelling, or smelling is a reaction? Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to do anything for a smelling. When you go nearby, whatever the fragrance, whatever the chemical reaction that happens in the nostril, right? If that reaction happens, then you will experience what? The smelling. You don't do anything for smell, like smelling. It happens. How about tasting? Do you make your tongue, you're going to recondition and always preparing, and do you something to make your tongue get ready for taste something? When you eat, you getting ready, or when you place a food particle, whatever the food, on top of the tongue, that's it. Then what happens? Can you stop it after that? Taste it? The taste, sense of taste that generating in your mind, can you stop it? No, it's a reaction. Ladies and gentlemen, all these things are reaction. Reaction cannot stop. Reaction just happens because of when the causes come together, it happens. You can't control it, you can't stop it, you can't seize it, you can't break it. You can't seize it, you can't stop it. Does that make sense? All these are reactions. And how about this is noble, right? Touching. Touch sense. Now, don't you feel the sense that comes from your foot, like feet, the toe? You feel it, right? Because you have touch. It touches the floor. The touch sense. Oh, can you stop doing it? Like feeling it. It happens. Don't you feel your chair? Is there a chair or not? Right now. Do you feel the armrest? It's there? Yes. Why? The touch sense is generating. When you hold this pen, right? When I hold this pen, right? If let's say I give this pen to you and ask you to hold it, when you hold it, the touch senses are, is it something generated or generating? What do you think? Generating. So you can't stop it. Now how about thinking, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think about this king? Thinking? Can you escape from it? Don't think about your mother. Don't think about this monastery. Don't think about 𝗬𝗏𝗧. Please don't think about 𝗬𝗏𝗧. Don't think about me. Don't think about me. Don't think about yourself, okay? Can you do that? No. These are the reactions that happens. We will show you this, like we will explain this to all these anicca dukkha anatta characteristics. We can explain this slowly. But here I am telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Buddha's realm. This is the Mara's realm. This is the Buddha's realm. When you understand, this is like initially first day, like I'm explaining you, this is wrong. This is what actually happens. But this is the way that you experience. Now tell me, the way that you experience, is it a right way or wrong way? This is the way you experience, right? You didn't experience it as a seeing. Do you experience as seeing or seeing an object? You experience seeing as, you didn't experience seeing as a seeing. You experience what? Seeing an object. By who? A subject, that is me. Your intelligence is within you. That's why those Intel computers say Intel Inside. Remember that those days, the Pentium 4, all those machines, they had this sticker, Intel Inside. Those days we used to say Intel Inside, idiot outside. Who play the games. Intel inside, idiot outside. So Intel inside, Intel, right? Seeing an object. Seeing is a process. Process happens. These processes are, ladies and gentlemen, these are not object-subject experience. These are mere experiences. That's why in the 𝗵𝗺 Sutta, Buddha has explained into 𝗵𝗺 ditteva ditta mattam 𝗵𝗺. 𝗵𝗺 ditteva ditta mattam. Sute sutta mattam. He's the most, he had done all these merits to understand the Dhamma. 𝗵𝗺. Because through these stanzas, he attained Arihatun, enlightened corner to the maximum. Done. Within 5 minutes, like small disclosure, right? That's it. And he attained Arihatun. He had Arihatun after that. Then after that, I think bull encountered to him, and because of bad karma he has done in the past, and he passed away. He didn't even preach to someone. Remember that story? 𝗵𝗺, Buddha says, 𝗵𝗺 ditteva ditta mattam. That means seeing is only a seeing, not seeing. Seeing is only a seeing. It's a mere seeing. Seeing doesn't have object and seeing doesn't have subject. He's so profound. He understood by that experience, that when I explain, I know that even though I explain in this way, you won't understand 100% because you need the detailing now. In the next episode, coming episode, we'll discuss more detail in this case. Seeing is not the same for you. You're always seeing an object. You're always seeing Swaminathan. Right now you can see this picture, the painting. You can see this whiteboard. No, actually, there's a seeing process happens. Think about your brain is a reaction center. Brain is not doing any judgment, ladies and gentlemen. Brain is reacting. Brain is a reaction. Don't you think brain is a process? We'll go step by step. You will understand. See, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking. These are the 6 processes that happens continuously. See, continuously, without any breaks. Now tell me, who are you? But do you feel like you as a process, or do you feel you as a something stagnant, is looking at things that exist outside? In your day-to-day life, if you experience this way, now talk to yourself and start contemplating, because you are in the mother's realm. Ladies and gentlemen, shall I tell you a secret? You don't have to be enlightened, fully enlightened, to experience this. When you contemplate, when there's no ignorance, in action, right now, you will come to this experience. I'm honestly telling you. Sotapanna, person who realized the Dhamma, can go to the Arihatun Mahasaya's well. When he contemplates, and the contemplation stops, he comes back to the normal Mara realm. Does that make sense? I'm giving you a tip, dear monks. I'm giving you a tip. This is the way to distinguish whether you are there or you are in the idiot outside. And does that make sense? Right now, if you can contemplate and if you come and to realize this is seeing happen, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking, this process keeps happening right now. If you can come to that experience, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You are in the Arihatun Mahasaya's world. You are in the Buddha's realm. You have awakened your Buddha, who is dormant. Who was dormant? When Buddha dormant, you experience this way. Subject and object experience. Remember, there's a stanza in Dhammapada. Akkojjimang avidimang ajinimang ahasime yetang upanaihanti verante sanna sammati. Akkojjimang avidimang ajinimang ahasime yetang na upanaihanti verante upasammati. What does that mean? If you point your finger towards the others, see these people, this man is doing all these things to me, this man, I hate him, he did that, all these things, he does that, all these things. And because of his Because of him I get angry, because of him I am sad, because of I annoyed him, like I don't like him. You're pointing where? Finger towards the outside. This is this. These are people I don't like. I don't like these people. If you are in that mindset, your anger won't decay. If you can come out from that mindset, what mindset? Because of these people I get sad. No. There's no object, there's no subject. If you cannot come out from this mindset to this mindset, in this mindset, will you feel people or will you feel only experiences, consciousness? Do you understand? In this experience, you will feel subject and people. I and my world. In your world, you have ugly things, beautiful things, bad people, horrible and good people, honorable people, horrible people. All people are there when you are in this realm. When you come to here, seeing is seeing. Where's the subject? Which one? Yeah, I can see that there's Swami Maharaj there. I can see. I seeing happens. Seeing explains the Swami Maharaj's experience. Yes, but that is a seeing. Right now, seeing happens, hearing happens, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking. These processes are happening. We will explain this. I mean, we have to explain. I mean, even though I explain like this, it won't have. I mean, then you have to be like a 𝗃𝗍. Ooh, like it won't have like that. Rome wasn't built in a night, in a day, not in a night, like overnight. Right? Overnight. It took time. It's taking time, ladies and gentlemen, because if we are so meritorious, then we would have been born in the Buddha's time and we'd be like the 𝗃𝗍. And when Buddha knows that, this person is, well capable of understanding the Dhamma. Sadly, now we preach to everybody because we don't know. We don't have that āsavanusave ඥානය to understand whether these people can understand or not. That ability, the Buddha had that ability, not us, isn't it? Try to understand this. This is the experience, right? Seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting. Now tell me, this is an action or reaction? This is totally a reaction. Reaction happens. These are not actions. Cannot be controlled. These are mere reactions. So I must say sadly, you are just what? A cascade of reactions. Now Google and people Google and search what? How to control our mind. Control your mind? Control your thinking? Control your thinking? No. Thinking is a reaction that happens. So Swami Maharaj, don't we have free will? You have free will, but you have lost that free will. The question itself is wrong. Swami Maharaj said, don't we have free will? No, the question is wrong. Do you understand that? Because there's no you to have free will. We'll explain these things in future. There's no you. You means what? A doer, subject. This subject has free will. What? Free will means what? When you practice ignoble eightfold path, right? Ignoble eightfold path, you will experience in this way, right? The question that you are asking, Swami Maharaj, won't we have free will? That means why? Right now you are practicing which path? Did you understand? You are practicing this part right now. That's why you have that question. When I say question is wrong, because if you come to this noble eightfold path, when you start practicing the right view, ladies and gentlemen, then you will experience seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking. These are the processes that happens when seeing realizes it's as a seeing. Seeing doesn't have a wanting. You know why? Colors always filled with colors. Colors does not need colors. Sound does not need sound. Smell, odor, fragrance, fragrance, right? Smell. Smell does not need smell because smell is filled with smell. Color is filled with color. Taste does not need taste because taste is tasty. You understand this? Colors does not need colors. There's no wanting to see colors. You understand that. Colors does not have wanting to experience colors because they are colors. Colors are there right now. Colors is filled with colors. Right? When colors experiences, I am the color, that I started to experience what? When colors, right, come to an I, now this I want what? Colors. When experiences realizes it's as an experience. Did you get this point? I'm trying my best to explain this. When you realize, when you feel that you are there, colors are out there, then what you have done? You have exported the colors to where? Outside. Because you are inside, colors are outside. When colors become you, is there a difference between you and the color? No. Then does color need color? Does color wants color? No. But colors are out there. When consciousness or I is in there, then that I has wanting to experience colors. This is where it started. When you experience I, you will experience what? Wanting to. That's why seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking are processes that does not contain any wanting. These are free processes. Now tell me, do you need a free will or you are always free? Do you understand that? When you realize, when you come to the Buddha's realm, do you need a free will or you are free? Come on, ladies and gentlemen, you are free because you don't experience sense of self, the separation. You will experience what? Experience. Right now, seeing happens. Seeing is a process that happens within your mind right now. It's continuously happening. You can't control it. It happens right now because it's a reaction. In future, we will explain what is the action behind this reaction. First, you have to understand that this is a reaction that happens. That's why you can't control, because action has an equal and opposite reaction. But the thing is, you feel this reaction as an action. Does that make sense? You feel this reaction as an action. Are you ignorant or are you wise about this? Ignorant. Why? Because you don't know that this is a reaction. When seeing accompanied with ignorance, this is the experience. When hearing happens, accompanied with ignorance, this is happens. When tasting accompanied with ignorance, this is the experience. When touching accompanied with ignorance, this is the experience. When thinking accompanied with the ignorance, then this is the experience. See, you feel something coming to your mind, isn't it? When you talk about, it coming to my mind, that the thing, remember that day I met that person? Ooh, it came. You feel that memories are coming from where? Memories come from somewhere. Do you feel like that? When seeing in the presence of ignorance, a subject and object experience. When hearing in the presence of ignorance, you feel this. That's why this is ignoble experience. This is ignorant experience. I tried my heart, but I don't know whether I am successful. Let's try. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why Buddha explained this experience as what? Can you see this? Dukkha means what? It's not suffering. Dukkha means something not okay. Is it okay or not okay? Not okay. How about this experience? Okay. This is dukkha. This is sukha. Sukha. The way you experience right now, is it dukkha or sukha? That means it's not suffering and happiness. Don't think in this way. This is very literal meaning that you have taken. Dukkha means Buddha has gave you a additional name to what you experience right now. What is that additional name? Dukkha. Why? It's not okay. It's something that you have to get rid of. It's something wrong because of the ignorance that you experience right now. Now tell me, now in your day-to-day practice, if you are in this realm, what should you do? Quickly start contemplating. Since you have to understand the Dhamma, since you are listening to the Dhamma, I think it's like you are like 𝗘𝗃𝗏𝗄𝗧 now. Right? Every day, doctrine sermons, that sermon, this sermon, you are contemplating, 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗆 are there, everything are there, right? You are like 𝗘𝗃𝗏𝗄𝗧, asterisks and obliques, right? You are like obliques. You remember asterisks and obliques, that who has drunk what? Magic potion of that 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗆, fell down, right? You are like that 𝗘𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗆. Contemplate. You understand what I am talking about. When you understand, when you reflect about the Dhamma, you will come to here. You will be in this experience. Try to contemplate in that. We'll discuss all these Paccuppanna, all these things. I want to discuss these things. Please ask other people, come here. Because when more people are here, this will be more vibrant. Because of everybody's merits. So, is it right or wrong? Wrong. The way you experience since you were born. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? Wrong, 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 wrong. Put that seal. Wrong. This is the first law of truth. Dukkham ariya saccang. Pubbhe ananussuteshu dhammesu. Ladies and gentlemen, throughout your samsara, you are experiencing what the way? Is it noble way or ignoble way? Ignoble. Subject-object experience. It's wrong. This is what you have to understand. Right? So do contemplation. Involve in the contemplation. Try to come to this realm. This is what you have to do. Practice your path. 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 These are the indications. This is like a litmus test of whether you practice the path or not. And people have, shall I tell you a secret? These things are well documented in the books. People are even arguing about this, but nobody experiences it. Bookworms can't understand the Dhamma. You can prove the Dhamma using books, but you won't understand anything. Right? This is not intellectual understanding. It's far beyond the intellectual understanding. Dhamma is beyond the intellectual understanding, ladies and gentlemen. Sunata, dhareta, charata Dhamma. Right? Thank you very much for coming. May the Noble Triple Gem be with you all. Super.